What was discovered atop this mountain in eastern Oklahoma was never meant to be found over 2,000 feet up, and a virtual world away from where the story really begins. In Roxbury Township, New Jersey, where a girl named Jody Rilee grew up in suburban bliss.
What was it like raising Jody here?
It's really an amazing town and close-knit community for not a very small community. It's 30,000 people.
And he should know.
Your husband, for much of the time that Jody was here, was the mayor of Roxbury?
Mayor or council, but not, but yes, he was the mayor at times, yeah.
So she grew up in a prominent family here.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
But according to Jody's closest friends, the girl with a laugh described as contagious never acted like a daughter of privilege.
Jody was so much fun. She had just the best energy. She celebrated your smallest victories and always there for you.
Which is why Jody's loved ones say it came as such a blow when after high school, she seemed to want more than Roxbury could provide.
What was your reaction when Jody said, "I'm leaving and I'm going to Oklahoma"?
I was very upset because she was my closest friend. She had just gone through a bad breakup, and she said, you know what, I need to just get away and breathe, and, she chose Oklahoma because she had family out there.
She had been talking to my aunt for quite some time, and I think my aunt said, why don't you come out here and you can go to school out here for a little while.
So at age 22, Jody left the bustle of suburbia behind for the relative wilds of Wister, Oklahoma, population about 1,000.
She wanted a change of scenery.
And what a change.
Yes, yes.
Compared to Wister, Roxbury may as well have been Manhattan. But despite the slower pace, Jody's life was changing at lightning speed.
She goes to Oklahoma, and what happens?
A couple months later, she had told me that she had met someone and that she seemed very happy. They were going on all these awesome dates. She was really into this person.
His name was Donald Lebo Cephas Wilson, Bo for short. And that's all most of Jody's friends knew about him, because before anyone got a chance to meet the new man in her life.
We moved her to Oklahoma in December, and she was announcing her wedding by that May.
And that wasn't all.
So when Jody told you that she was getting married...
I thought it was just she was getting married.
But
she was pregnant.
Did she express to you that she felt like she had to get married, or she really wanted to get married?
I think she wanted to. I really do. I don't think it was one where she felt she must be married. It was something she wanted. To be married, have a child. I think she looked forward to that. So I think it was kind of a dream come true.
Here she is just a few months after that big announcement, a clearly beaming bride with a groom to match.
I was her maid of honor. The wedding was beautiful. She was the most beautiful bride.
But in other pictures from that day, one can't help but notice the differences between the first family of Roxbury and the Wilsons of Wister.
It was definitely like two worlds colliding, but everybody got along, and it was a beautiful day.
And roughly 4 months after that beautiful day, Jody gave birth to a beautiful baby girl named Annabelle.
Jody was the best mom. She just fell right into it. She was a natural.
A new husband, a new baby. Everything seemed to be falling right into place. But was it all happening too fast? And were all these rapid changes as happy as they appeared?
She confided that she was having some trouble in her marriage, struggling a little bit with balancing a lot of his family's opinions about the baby. I know she felt like her toes were being stepped on a little bit.
And there was something else, a secret Lisa says she's been harboring since a few days before the wedding, when Jody took her to a local bar to meet some of her friends.
We had only been there for a few minutes when somebody had come in the door and thrown a set of car keys, and it hit Jody in the back of the head. I kind of stood up out of my seat not knowing what was going on, and one of her friends just grabbed my arm and said, "Don't get involved, that's Bo."
Lisa says Jody told her to forget about it and even swore her to secrecy.
She begged me not to say anything and ruin her wedding day. She was determined to make things work with Beau and have Annabelle born into a loving home.
Now Lisa often finds herself wondering what might have happened if she had said something.
I'm sorry. It's emotional.
Those tears stem from one very dark Tuesday in May. Jody had just finished making a round of calls to let her loved ones know she lost her phone and that she'd be going away for a few days.
The last time I communicated with Jody was on Tuesday. She didn't have her phone, so she had to go through using her husband's phone, and she was telling me they were going to be going to New Mexico for a funeral.
When did Jody tell you that she was leaving for the funeral?
Thursday,
And the last time you talked to her was?
Tuesday evening.
The next day, Stacy sent her daughter an email, and in the 2 days to follow, several more.
I just was not getting any response, so I called to find out what was, going on.
Who did you call?
Her husband.
He tells Stacy that the family actually left for the funeral that Tuesday night instead of Thursday, but that Jody suddenly opted to stay behind for work, and then this.
The rest of the family took Annabelle to go to the funeral.
The girl was just 3.5 months old.
And when you heard that, did that seem odd?
Yes, she would not let them take the baby and her stay behind.
And there was more bad news, as reported by journalist Abbott Koloff, who was about to become part of the story in a very big way.
The Wilsons drove home on Saturday. Jody wasn't home. Their dogs weren't fed. And there was a box outside, and it was soaked in the rain.
Inside that rain-soaked box,
My wife sent a locket, said Mom on it for Jody for first Mother's Day.
I think right then and there, that's when we were like, yeah, something's not right here.
coming up.
Well, the belief is that there must have been a reason to cover something up.
Why hasn't anyone heard from Jody? And
This isn't a place you would go for a walk.
a sign from above pointing right back to that mountaintop.
That was Mother's Day.
That was Mother's Day weekend that we found out.
That you found out what? And it's not like she went for a walk and slipped and fell, right? I mean, there's...
This isn't a place you would go for a walk. It was literally on top of the mountain at the end of a dirt road and dragged into the woods.